How's it going over there, convict?
It's going well. It's going very well.
Also, I mean, how many days has it been that you have been in Facebook jail?
Well, I think it's been 12 or 13 days now.
Okay.
We're approaching the halfway mark, and then we'll be on our way to closing it off in the next several days.
Okay. Now, with this, how did you even find out? How did you get to find out? It seems not many people have been in Facebook jail. How did you find out that you were in Facebook jail? What happened exactly? Did you not have access to your account or something? Just tell us what happened exactly.
Well, first of all, Facebook uses AI, artificial intelligence, to deal with issues like enforcing their guidelines. And as you know, artificial intelligence is simply the art of teaching computers to think like humans. That's what artificial intelligence is. There's no one sitting at Facebook, sitting in front of a screen, watching your comments.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is done through an algorithm, as you know. It's a system they put in place that looks for keywords, key phrases, key images, that trigger a response like that from Facebook. In my case, the recent one was I wrote an article. Do you remember when Facebook shut down for 6 hours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so I wrote an article. I wrote an article titled "We Are All Slaves to Facebook." And the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, didn't like the way I used the word slaves.
And Facebook in one sentence. I'm sure Mark and his team were like,
So they shut me down. And you know what they do is they send you a notice. They tell you that we've temporarily blocked you from gaining access to your page for the following reasons, and they tell you what it is. They send you, it's like a screenshot of your post.
But weren't you surprised? I mean, that must have been shocking for you. Like, we're just thinking, look, guys, it's just an article. It's just slave.
Yeah, it was. And it was shocking because we really, as you guys as well, and I'm sure you guys do it. We try as best as we can to stick within the guidelines of Facebook, because every community has rules, so you have to follow those rules. It's like living in a neighborhood. If you're living in a neighborhood and your neighborhood doesn't like it when you play loud music or when you just act crazy, your neighbors come out and they say to you, "Look, we don't like this." So it's the same with Facebook. So we try to stick within the guidelines, but sometimes we miss it. Sometimes and this is why it's important to learn. You learn what the mistake is so that you don't do it again.
Yeah.
So I now know that I can't use words like that when describing Facebook.
I like the fact that you say that you now know that you can't use words like that, which brings me to the question I wanted to ask. Do you still stand by your sentiments that we are all slaves to Facebook, or after being convicted in Facebook jail, you may have changed your sentiments?
No, I haven't changed. It's the truth, and everybody knows it's the truth, even though the algorithm doesn't like the wording. The fact of the matter is, Facebook or different platforms like Facebook are now an extension of who we are. It's no longer just an extra device or an extra means of communication. It is a way of life, and that way of life, unfortunately, comes at a very high price, and that price is addiction. And as much as none of us, or very few of us, are willing to admit it, we are addicted to this media.
Are you addicted to social media?
Oh, absolutely. As are you.
Yes, it's the honesty for me.
I I take breaks with my social media. And with that, I'd like to know, because, you know, you are admitting that you are addicted to social media, which is great. Step one. But I'd like to know as well, what is the detox? Has this been like a detox, a form of realization? Because you've been away from it for about 12, 11 days now, you know. Has this been something that you have been, or has this been time enough for you to reflect?
You know, that's such a good question. And let me tell you, what it's done is it opens your mind up to other possibilities. It teaches you.
Spoken like a true addict.
You are gone.
You spoken like a true addict.
And it's okay.
It's okay, no judgment here.
It gives you an opportunity to explore other mediums, other forms of communication. and of course, you know, I've been trying to, because I like Facebook, I didn't pay too much attention to YouTube. Because, you know, the truth is, guys, there's so much to keep up with. I mean, if you're going to really reign and rule the social media space, you have to be good at Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, and it's too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much. So, but when Mark Zuckerberg and his homeboys shut my Facebook page down, I sort of looked at my YouTube channel differently, and yeah. But to answer your question, yes, it is a form of detoxing because you don't spend as much time on it.